Welcome to another episode of Hair Biz Radio with your hosts Zakira and
Mikey.
And we are back for another, what's that movie where it's like, can you deal with that at the end? You know that movie?
No, Dawi, do you know that movie? Yeah.
Dang, now I want to think about it. I don't know. Okay, but anyway, moving along. So what's up, Mikey? What's been happening?
A lot's happening. You know, we are obviously working a lot of projects. We've actually, right now we're rebuilding the Dropship Beauty app for Shopify.
Nice. Yeah.
So that app continues to grow. The client base continues to grow. We're importing like a lot of features. So it does two things. One, I'm implementing a lot of technology on the background that streamlines a lot of like what we have our staff member that runs the program. It's going to streamline some of his work. So that saves time. So he should be faster with our clients. We don't have an issue with it, but I'm always looking, how can we make this better?
Right.
And then, you know, that whole platform was built in 2018. A lot's changed in the last 4 years.
Definitely.
So we're investing a bunch of money to rebuild the whole platform on the new code so it should run faster. We should be able to implement new features and everything else. Once that's done, we started working on the custom wig app, which I think is a great project. It can do two things. First, it will allow, if you just want to sell custom wigs, to go through all the variations and build out those product pages to take a custom wig order, whether you work with private label or not, just to be able to take that order in detail is really complicated.
Yeah.
So imagine just being able to have an app that imports the product that has all the options and you can check yes or no for these different, like if you don't offer deep wave, which everyone offers deep wave, but if you don't, you can uncheck it and it would go and then you can price out your different variations and everything else. That's a little bit down the road, but I think that's, you know, that's definitely something that will help the hair community.
Oh, definitely. I think
big time.
Yeah. If you're not familiar with Dropship Beauty, it's an app that literally will help you sell hair extensions online without having to hold the inventory. So private label literally packs and ships the orders for you. It's very seamless, and the website is Shopify, right? It's on Shopify.
Yeah, you have to be on Shopify.
You have to be on Shopify to use the Dropship Beauty app.
Yeah, so that's and you know, we're adding cosmetics, so like the cosmetics is a game changer because what happened is like a lot of people want to sell hair and stuff like that. It's like probably I would say at least 5x that want to sell cosmetics.
Wow.
Lip gloss.
Yeah, that's very true.
Lipstick, eyeliner.
Does private label have the mascara yet?
We have mascara.
Oh, perfect.
So we're going to have all that within the Dropship Beauty app. We're just waiting on our new space and warehouse that I can like have all these unbranded products.
Tell them to hurry up.
It's not us, it's the city. But then also what's cool about that is what we've done with private label is we used to sell cases of edge control and like stuff in bulk on there. So we've cleaned all that up. It's confused some of our customers. So we're trying to get the word out as much as possible.
Yeah.
So what we did is we built out dropshipbeauty.com. So the app is put on dropshipbeauty.app. That's for the Shopify app. But dropshipbeauty.com is where you can buy websites, but you can also buy cases of edge control. You know, everything's in bulk.
Black edge control.
You like the black edge control, right?
Yeah, I love the black edge control.
Yeah. We sell a lot more of the clear, but there's some people that like the black. They love the black edge control.
Maybe it's a mind thing. Like it's
I don't know. It could be.
But for my hair, I just loved it.
That's the thing. Like different products are going to work different for different people.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. So you just, you know, in the last episode, we talked about trying different hair textures and applications. Same thing.
I love it.
So yeah, we've been working, really reinvesting. I'm getting rid of some projects that really weren't coming through like I liked them to. So to me, those become distractions. We tried it. Maybe it's not the right time.
Right.
So I'm really doubling down on what we have and saying, how can we make this better? We rebuilt the privatelabelextensions.com website. So that was on the original Shopify platform about a year ago. Shopify released Shopify 2.0. Much faster. There's some really cool features in Shopify 2.0 that was not in the first version. This is their biggest upgrade in a decade. So I went ahead and rebuilt the private label website on that. Way better.
Oh, yeah.
Way better experience for the customers. Way easier to do things. So we still have so much work to do on those. We're finally starting to do photo shoots again and video shoots. So we're going to start doing photo shoots for private label. And then, of course, for our drop shippers. I mean, we really cut out photo shoots because of COVID for 2 years.
Yeah.
2 years. I wasn't going to have all these models that are popping bottles up in our studio. like
Definitely.
risking people. I mean,
Out,
look, most of them are
outside.
younger. I'm older, so I'm at more risk. So it's
Right.
like younger, like this young crowd. I get it. They're just kind of like, oh, it's not going to affect me, which is mostly true.
Right.
But it's like, you know, I just had to think of other people, and it sucked not being able to do all this stuff. You know, but now we're kind of bringing it back, and I'm excited because it's so much fun to do these.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
it's not redundant. And we have Dallas, and Dallas is working with Paul Mitchell to bring some of the people in. It's all good. We got a lot of new stuff coming out as always.
Yeah. I love what you said about, you know, some of the stuff that you tried didn't work out, moved right along, and then focus on the stuff that was working and improving that. I think so many times people who are looking to get into business, whether it's the hair industry or another industry, it's always like, oh, I don't want to try that or do that because I don't know how it's going to work. Just do it. Like, try
just
it.
do it.
I think that's where I'm at in my life now. It's like so many things in my mind are like, well, I don't know if I want to do that or if this is going to work or that. It's like, just do it. If it doesn't work, move right along and try something else.
Yeah, you have to be able to cut your losses.
Yeah, definitely.
So there's definitely times where we try to do way too much. And then actually what I feel like we've done is we kind of go like, it's almost like this. So we get kind of wide and then we cut a lot of the projects. We cut out expenses. We cut everything. Basically.
Yeah.
I go through my credit card statements. I'm like, okay, we're not using that consultant anymore. We're cutting this, we're cutting that. And it kind of goes in and then we really stay focused for a little while. And we actually don't really grow too much sometimes when we do this, but we make what we have better.
Yeah.
Once we make it better, then it continues to grow. So we've been on a cycle for the last, this is our 9th year. You know, so it's like
time
a
flies.
You were just a little 21-year-old running around when we first started working together.
Yes, I am almost 30.
Oh, you're only 29?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So you were, I mean, so think about it. It's been like, I feel like it's a cycle. So now where I'm like, this year, I don't think we're going to grow past, we're definitely not going to beat last year unless we do have some cool stuff coming out with TV and everything else that could push us.
Yeah.
I don't know. We had a really good last year. So I'm really buckling down, staying focused, seeing what's going on, doubling down on some things. And then we'll see, like, I think the next year we'll go back to our growth.
Yeah.
So if you don't grow every year, and, you know, we ranked one of the fastest growing companies in America, 2018.
Twice. And
actually in the Inc. 500, like, that's crazy. But sometimes you do have to take a step back. Definitely. 2019 was a step back for us. So then we grew 2020, 2021. This is going to be a step back, and then we'll go 2023, 2024, and keep going.
Oh, yeah. You mentioned that you were bringing back photo shoots and video shoots, which brings us to our topic.
Actually, I didn't even mean it for that segue, but that is a perfect segue.
Definitely. So today we're going to talk about video and how social media is really using video to push the needle, all the different trends that are happening, what's good, what's not good. So we just jump right into it.
Yeah.
I think I'll start with like Instagram. So I think that when Instagram started, it was very on fire for pictures. They offered some video, but they started kind of transitioning into more video, i.e. stories, Reels. And for people who don't know, the Reels actually came from TikTok. So,
total copy.
So TikTok came out. It was literally the coolest thing on the block. People were blowing up on TikTok. Every time something comes out, Instagram always takes it and tries to make it better. I'm not mad. It's like the best thing you can do, especially when you're in that industry. So they made Reels, a spinoff of TikTok, and people started going crazy with the Reels on Instagram. So now Instagram is becoming like this video hub. And I think the CEO even talked about how they're starting to transition into more video for creatives. So you'll notice with the Reels, they're starting to pay content creators to do Reels because they want to get more video out. And that's what's in the algorithm. If you notice, like, you may post a picture and it may show up in your followers feed or on explore pages, but when you do a Reel, that's where it gets the most views right now. Reels, creative Reels, Reels that are using like trending audio. You'll find them on the explore page. So video is literally taking over.
It's funny you talk about that because my cat, the views for my cat videos get way more views than me personally.
Do you use hashtags?
Yeah, I don't post it. My girlfriend does.
Okay, does she use hashtags?
She uses just a few.
Okay.
Like I have a whole hashtag app that like will generate 30 hashtags because
nice.
The max you want to use is 30. So
what app is that?
That's a good question. So there's
share
this
with
app.
the people.
Let me share with you guys.
Is it called hashtag generator or?
it's called hashtag expert.
Okay.
So you can go in here and you can like save hashtags. So let's say like product, what did I hit? Oh, so I like sneakerhead. That was just one, right? Because I think I posted one with sneakers, and it'll have like all these. Now, what you want to do is you don't want to just fully copy paste. You want to go through because some of the hashtags in there, like if I post it for hair, there's going to be definitely some hashtags that do not make sense that me is posting that hashtag.
Right.
Okay, I'm just putting that out there. Look, I'm just being like understanding. So that definitely doesn't work. So it's worth it to go through it. But it's funny because, yeah, you're right. Instagram was a photo sharing app when it started.
Yeah.
Now, let me tell you something that I don't know if you've noticed. We haven't talked about this. Okay, so on TikTok, and this is where Instagram is copying. On TikTok, you can have videos go viral and you can get tens of thousands of views on a video, even with almost no followers.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Okay. So you'll notice, and you think about this, when you're scrolling through TikTok, very rarely do I look at the people I follow.
Oh, yeah.
They automatically show up in that other feed. It's just other people. Okay, so let me tell you what Instagram has just started doing. Think about this. You might not have noticed today. After I say this, you're going to notice when you get back on Instagram. On Instagram, when I'm scrolling, they are putting so many more people that I don't follow.
I noticed that.
You noticed this.
So, for example, I was heavy on looking at like home decor stuff, DIY stuff. And so I was scrolling on my app and I realized this one video, and then I started seeing it more. It was this one video of this really huge DIY home decor person. And so I clicked on the reel and I was like, I don't follow her. How'd this pop up in on my little feed thing? And then I was like, oh, I started following her. And then the same thing happened with someone else. And I was like, okay, I see.
But even if you're not going through your Instagram, like not even just the reels, the regular old
it was my regular feed.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
so
yeah, my regular
feed.
Like, but it happened to be a reel.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh, okay. I saw all these new people, and I started noticing it, and I said, oh, I know what you're doing.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That is,
It's smart
crazy.
because
It's
honestly,
smart,
like I like watching my followers, but at the same time, it's kind of cool to see. I like how how TikTok has what is that called? I'm going to pull it up while we're talking because I don't remember I want to give the exact terminology of the two. So TikTok has two feeds. It almost sounds like tube feeds when I say that's kind of weird.
I call TikTok the
following.
New,
it says following. You have the following feed of only the people you follow, and then the For You feed.
Oh,
and the For You feed takes people you do follow as well as all these other people.
Yeah, I start to call TikTok the like digital yellow pages. I go on TikTok for new restaurants in Atlanta, the best spas, like wherever I'm looking for date ideas, literally TikTok has everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
I actually enjoy, I was huge Facebook for many years.
Yeah.
Facebook ads, Instagram ads, which I actually was just having a call with someone that's big in apparel. And we both agreed like Facebook, Instagram ads at this point, it's so expensive and you can't track and really reach the people you need to reach.
Yeah.
I honestly, last week when I was cutting our budgets for stuff, I went through and I was like just canceling out, lowering budgets.
Wow.
Because what I think one of the things without, private label never used like big celebrities and all this kind of stuff to grow.
Yeah.
It was our Facebook, Instagram ads. And
definitely.
we were just really good at it and we knew how to target everyone and it blew us up. Right? Like we lost that. Luckily, we got where we are today.
Was that because of the situation with the iPhone update?
14.5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once Apple did that, they crushed the small business advertising. The problem is big businesses have big budgets.
Yeah.
So they can just flood it and they're just kind of throwing whatever and they can afford to do it. Where a small business, when we were starting out, we only had maybe a $20 a day budget. We had to make sure that $20 a day budget was working.
Producing. Yeah.
And if you remember, like a couple years ago, I was showing you stuff where I'm like, Zakira, I spent $30,000 on this ad and it generated $1 million.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Right?
Yeah.
So those results do not happen anymore. Like 100%.
Wow.
And now that we're into the TikTok era where everyone's on TikTok, but I feel like, because I've been talking to some of our partners, right now is the time to get in TikTok ads. TikTok ads today are like maybe the 2016, 2017, 2018 of Facebook, Instagram ads.
Because, and do you think that the target audience for maybe businesses who want to reach that older market, do you think that TikTok ads are great for them?
I think everyone's on TikTok now.
Okay. Yeah.
It's changed so much in the last year. 2021, the site people spent most time on in 2020, TikTok.
Wow.
It took over everyone. So to get that, you have to have a broad range. And you can see the creators on there now are a wide range. Right. So TikTok has really taken off.
Over there.
I know. So it's like one of those things where now for TikTok ads, a lot of businesses haven't moved their advertised spend over there. So if you're listening to this, now is the perfect time to get on TikTok, to start doing your ads. The targeting still, the Facebook system is built out for over a decade. So they have a very advanced system.
Yeah.
TikTok has the same tracking problem as everyone else, but TikTok's done such a good job of just keeping people on the app and going through the feeds that I feel much more comfortable advertising on TikTok than, Facebook, Instagram to get a return.
Yeah, definitely. The Reels on Instagram, you'll notice like as they were creating and adding different updates and upgrades and stuff, they started to push more because they're in competition with TikTok and they really want to surpass TikTok. I mentioned they started paying creators. So literally you can do Reels and make money. Paid? I've made so far like about 4 something on Reels.
400?
Mm-hmm.
How did you set that up?
It's bonuses. It'll pop up on your Instagram and it'll say something along the lines of Reelz Bonus is now available. I don't think all accounts have it.
Oh,
but
I need to check that. Not for me, for my cat.
Yep.
Look, our cat has special food, Sir Minion, Lord Botany, Lady on the. I'm like, they need to start paying rent or start producing. Yes. Okay. So I need to check in on their account to see if we can start getting paid because some of their Reels.
Reels bonuses. And so as you create Reels, depending on how many people you reach or how many comments, engagement, and stuff like that you get, you'll get a certain amount per reel that you do. And so they have it's like stages. So for example, if your reel bonuses start, let's say March 2nd, and then it goes to like April 15th or something like that. During that period, you have to get as many as you can get, and there's a cap. So for example, if it says you can only make $850 in this thing, you have to make sure you're getting the plays and stuff to reach that amount. Yeah. I know people who are making like a couple $1,000s off of Reels in a week. Like
in a week?
A week. Just doing.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It's definitely a thing right now.
See, this is kind of like really is going back into my head of like how I need to change everything we're doing at Private Label. Yeah. Right. To get up to date, because now there's opportunities like never before where you can actually, you're creating content to market your business, but now you can actually get paid for it. It's been a while for YouTube, right? We know people on YouTube. I know certain people that are killing it on YouTube. Yeah. I think you'll see in Private Label over the next year, kind of like how I've been thinking out this process, how we're going to really move towards that. Stop spending. We'll still spend money on the ads, but creating the ads this way and getting paid is unbelievable opportunity. And plus with TikTok, so I think creating the Reels on TikTok is easier than Instagram. I don't know.
I think that for me, it's easier on Instagram for me.
You like Instagram.
I do. And yeah, it could be a biased opinion, but even with TikTok, so they're in so much competition. Now, normally people would like make their Reels or TikToks on TikTok, and then they'll download the TikTok and just upload it to Instagram. Now, Instagram won't even show your Reel if you have the TikTok logo in it.
Which is perfect for what I'm about to tell you. Okay, so that is 100% true. Don't try to download your TikTok and upload it right to Instagram. So what you have to use is an app I use called TikSave. That's TikSave. What you do is you create the reel, or not reel, you create the video in TikTok. Okay. You go to that actual video. So it's like you go here and let's say this profile. So like say this video we made in Detroit with everybody. What I do is I go like this and I pick copy link, right? And then I go to TikSave and I go here. And then it's going to automatically load the video, and then you can download the video.
Without the TikTok emblem. Without the TikTok logo.
It strips the TikTok.
Oh, wow.
It keeps the music.
Does it keep the audio? Oh, okay.
Keeps the music, which is nice. And then I upload it back to Instagram. Instagram matches the audio. so it stays on there.
Oh yeah,
and then it doesn't match.
That's something new Instagram started doing. Because I tried it a couple days ago with the latest reel I did. I was trying to get the audio off of TikTok, and I was like, because the last time I tried to do it, it didn't work. And then I realized I downloaded the video off of TikTok, and I just put the audio over my Instagram reel from TikTok. Yeah.
So what's cool about this, and we kind of took it, I think, to a whole new level. I don't know if I've shown you this yet.
Probably not.
Well, yeah. So if we create a reel, right? So this is a reel creation, right? And I'm going to, so if you're like listening, this is not going to make as much sense, but if you're watching on YouTube, so if you're, imagine this, you're going to that, you click this, search music, right? And I search, We Got Them Bundles.
Okay, music, soundtrack.
We Got Them Bundles.
Nice.
That's our own. So I'll play this so you can hear.
I heard this. Yeah, I've heard this.
Lace front. Let it play for a second, then you're going to understand. Na 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 na. Private label. Blah blah. Nah. So what I did.
That song sounds very, very good.
Okay, so what I did is like went to the extreme and said.
Of course.
Well, yeah. I said, we need our own song that people can use on Reel. So not only tag us, they could use or create songs to this.
Yeah, that's really good.
So how I did it is we hired this guy to help create the music. He's amazing. Then I went to a website called tunecore.com. On TuneCore, you have to set up all this stuff, and it's kind of a little bit of pain, but it's not hard.
Yeah.
You have to have certain file formats, this, that, and the other, but it tells you what you need to do. It's nothing difficult.
Yeah.
I think it was maybe $100, $50, $100, and then they distribute it to all the music services. So I think this might even be on like iTunes now and other stuff. It takes like up to a month for it to all be distributed.
Yeah.
But it gets it out there, and now we have our own private label song on, you know, Instagram, TikTok, and people could actually do it. Now, we haven't promoted it that much that we have this.
Yeah.
That's something I wanted to make sure like everything works because it's our first time putting a song on there. But I think it's pretty cool.
And it sounds really good. Like,
it sounds good.
Yeah. People who are looking to do like videos talking about like hair, like if they want to showcase whatever they're doing, but they don't necessarily sell hair, like people can use that audio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty neat.
Definitely.
I think there's a lot of changes and a lot of stuff happening. So I'm trying to stay like up to date on it.
Yeah.
And, you know, the team, like I was just talking about, like it's a struggle trying to get the team to like make reels and stuff. I'm like, you guys are in the showroom. You have all this hair. Have fun. You're young. Have fun.
Definitely.
You don't want this like mid-30s guy. I might be a little older though. This mid-30s guy down here making all your TikToks and stuff because like whatever.
That's fun.
Funny. But that's what I'm doing anyway because I'm like, we need these. We actually, our manager in Detroit, Marvella, she's awesome. She's making all these TikToks for private label. And this is actually very important for you guys right now. We were up in Detroit. We had a mixer event, Cocktails and Conversations, Angela Yee. That party was amazing.
I saw they were taking shots every hour.
Look, Dallas was gone. Okay. Luckily, I was smart. I didn't drink. There was a 3-hour event. I didn't have my first drink till the third hour, till 9 o'clock.
Very
smart about that.
Because Mikey will take some tequila shots.
I will try. Actually, I wasn't even going to drink. And then the bartender came up to me and she's like looking around. She's like, Mikey, we got a problem. I was like, oh my God, what happened? Right? She's like, we're almost out of the Casamigos. Oh. And she's like, I know you haven't had a drink yet. I was like, shh. Okay, let me go over there, get my Casamigos on the rocks. Anyways, so Marvella's been doing a good job making these TikToks. And I said, hey, Marvella, I can't wait for the day. Like, I'm going to give you a gift if you go viral, something special, something just little. I love doing that kind of stuff. You know, I've been doing this forever.
Yeah.
And I said, this is very important because a lot of people aren't going to understand this. I said, Marvella, let me ask you something. Have you spent any time, because there's algorithms, there's sequences of videos of how to make a video go viral. You have the quick intro, you have the hook, you have like the thing that like, you know, it has to be this. I said, have you spent any time learning how to make a TikTok go viral by the format of the video, like the sequence of the video? And she looks at me and goes, no, I haven't. And I said, that's okay, but I guarantee you'll have better luck of making a TikTok video go viral, right? And viral now in TikTok is a lot easier than viral on whatever else, right?
Yeah.
I said, what you haven't done is spent the time learning how to do so. all you have to do is search TikTok or just search YouTube videos, and they'll show you. They like people draw these diagrams. It's like the first 3 seconds you got to talk about this, and then you like the rest of the video you do that, and then at the end you do this, and it's like those are the videos that are freaking killing it.
Oh yeah.
So hopefully she spends the time. I might nudge her a little bit by sending her, hey, have you seen this video on how to go viral?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Right, because it's like if you just put a video up there and you don't know this stuff. Right? You had to double down on education. I talk about it all the time.
Definitely.
Less chance you're going to go viral.
Yeah. Unless
or not even just get viral, tens of thousands of views.
Unless it's just something that is like such a popular topic at the time or a popular audio.
The audio.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So spending the time. Do you spend time like with your reels, like of picking the audio?
Yeah. So it's easier, again, back to Instagram, when you're on the like Reels Explore page.
Right.
There's like a little arrow next to the title of the audio, and the arrow it's like a upward diagonal arrow. And so those arrows are the audios that are trending.
Right.
So the trending audio, if you use a trending audio, you're more prone to go viral or get more views on your videos because the audio is trending.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's something that I've been kind of looking at. I mean, I posted some videos. I was actually using clips of this going on there, and I thought that was pretty good. You know, they're not getting a lot of views because it's just kind of clips, but I wanted to keep posting something.
Yeah.
And, you know, I started making some reels of some of the travel and some of the other stuff. Nothing's really hit. It's, you know, sometimes it just, you never know when something's going to hit.
Definitely. I think definitely a hack is looking at the videos that are going viral. A lot of them are like the dances, like the TikTok dances or the very funny ones. Doing something like that, it may not have anything to do with the brand, but that goes back to even the 80-20 rule, like not necessarily selling, but doing something entertaining. Posting that, if you go viral on that, that will bring followers, that will bring engagement, and then you can the reel directly after that go back to a branding reel, and now you have people's attention.
Right.
I posted a reel. This was like a very long time ago. It was just a random reel, and
that boy went crazy.
Over like, I think it's at like 640,000 or something like that now. But after I got so much engagement on that, after that, everyone was like coming to my page, like commenting or saying I got some sales from that. It's just really good because that had nothing to do with what I did, but people were interested.
And your following went up like 20% from that, right?
Maybe a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I got some followers. Our recent wedding reel went crazy viral. We were on Ebony Magazine, brides.com.
Really?
Yes.
They shared it all or what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know Ebony Magazine. They always like, oh, Mikey, do you want to be Ebony swimsuit edition? And I'm like, I don't know. I'll think about it.
But the reel went crazy. So stuff like that. Like,
oh, that's not it. Oh, so did they take the video and post the video?
Yeah, but they tagged everyone.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. So stuff like that. Like you want to make sure that it's topics or things that are trending or going viral.
Right.
Yeah, but those work tremendously. So even in this industry, I know when we would be in the Facebook group, a lot of people would say, well, I don't want to get on camera or I don't want to do that. I just want to like post, and times are changing tremendously. If you are not doing video, I'm not saying that you won't succeed, but it's going to be very hard.
Very hard.
People want to see video. Even now, I'm at a point where I would much rather go on YouTube to hear the podcast versus just listening to it. Unless I'm like working out, or even if I'm working out, I'll watch video podcasts.
Right.
But if I'm in the car, I'll listen to a regular podcast. But I like watching. Like I want to see stuff because it just helps me to retain better, I guess.
Right.
Yeah. And even on Instagram, like before I actually read a long caption, I'm going to watch a video.
Right.
And so you want to make sure, even within the hair industry, as you're promoting, as you're looking to build your audience, you have to have videos, like tutorial videos, how-to videos, your why videos, like everything. Just start putting out videos. It gets a lot easier as you do it.
Yeah. And having the right equipment helps.
Definitely.
Right. Like you don't have to have, I mean, if you watch our podcast, obviously you can tell it's super high quality. I actually had it playing at the Detroit Mixer.
Oh, nice.
And there's like we had a lot of, all the
Was
Detroit.
it the episode we did with Angela?
I think that ended up playing.
Okay.
But they just had it on sequence. But we had like a lot of people from like Detroit, like the hip hop scene was there.
Mm-hmm.
And people were coming up to me like, yo, that video is like nice. And I was like, I know it.
Yeah, definitely.
They're like, what kind of camera to use? This, that, the other. Like, you don't always need something highly produced like this to be successful.
You can use the iPhone. Just make sure you clean the back of your lens.
Yep. And then have you used the cinematic mode?
I don't think so.
Oh.
Maybe not.
The cinematic mode for video is super hot. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's the new one, right?
That's the new one.
It's the new phone?
Yeah. So like, let me show you an example, right? So let's say you're looking at, I don't know, something like this. Okay. You ready for this? Okay. So I can focus right there. Okay. Now watch this. I want to focus right there. I tap. Look, it's out of focus.
Yeah.
See how cool that's kind of like these cameras we're using.
Have that?
That's the new feature right there.
Oh, I do.
See?
Mikey, why you just now telling me about
I
this?
know. The cinematic mode is, I'm telling you, it's lit.
Oh my God. I can see the difference.
Right?
Wow.
A lot of people didn't know about the cinematic mode.
Oh,
it's
that's
a
really
major upgrade.
That is really good.
Yeah, so using that, and there's actually a lot of videos out there that show you how to use like time lapse and slow-mo different ways. And learning how to do those the different ways can actually make a big difference. So, and just if you're listening, you don't really get a full understanding of like what's cinematic mode. It's similar to like iPhones had portrait mode for a long time for the camera. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like the portrait mode for video.
For video, yeah.
Right?
It looks really good.
So,
I didn't even know. I've never used it before.
Because what I did is I took some video when we were in Charlotte for a wholesale day. I took some video and I was just taking shots of like the inside the showroom. And then I was doing that. And then I just did like, the TikTok does the audio match with it, edits everything for you.
Yeah.
And I just got a sick song and I started playing it and boom, there you go.
Oh, yeah. That's like, crazy.
Great. But the video looks good because of cinematic mode.
Yeah, definitely.
And you can actually take cinematic mode when you are with this, depending on the camera you have, like the selfie version. So like I can play this for you. I think that one, like you can see like the cinematic, everything behind me is blurred out.
Yeah.
Or if I go like that, see how the back is blurred out, but I'm in focus.
Yep.
So it's a really nice effect.
That is perfect. I wish I knew that when I did my reel yesterday.
Yeah. So having like it gets expensive getting these damn phones are more expensive than a laptop now.
Over Apple, but
the new stuff that keeps coming out.
Oh yeah, it's good. It's good. Yeah.
So if you're using your phone, which you probably are for your business, remember have your business set up your LLC and say this is a tax write-off. So don't just buy stuff because it's quote unquote a tax write-off.
Yeah.
But remember what you can write off and the importance of that.
Yep. So because I write part of my phone.
Part of it. Yeah. You're probably not going to write the whole thing off unless it's dedicated.
Yeah. I have 2 lines. But do you put your phone in your business name or you just use it as a business write-off?
So actually, to be honest with you, I don't even personally write. I don't think I'm writing mine off now because the company doesn't buy my phone.
Got it.
Because we have partners and stuff. I'm real careful about certain expenses like I'm purchasing to be fair.
Right.
Because it's like if I'm expensing my phone and somebody else that's in the business, that's say a partner, and they're not expensing theirs, it gets kind of complicated.
Right.
So I've been, just always careful over the years of saying, hey, look, this I'm just going to go ahead and buy. You just go ahead and buy yours. Same thing mostly with meals, unless it's really truly a dedicated meeting.
Yeah.
Something, all these meals, I'm putting on my personal card. Right. I'm not putting all this stuff on the company card.
Yeah.
We took like 10 ladies out to lunch at Tacos and Tequila. We had like a little mixer. Okay. It was me, Dallas, and 10 women, just kind of talking for like over an hour of just helping them with their business. Now that I expense because that's really,
definitely.
Me and Dallas ate there, but that's really an expense.
Oh, for sure.
But other than that, like I'm going to go out to lunch today or tomorrow or yesterday. Like, yeah, that's just on my personal card.
Yeah. I do remember you saying that before.
Now I might expense part of it on my taxes separately. But for the business, it's not run through the business. So just be careful with that. If you don't have partners, you can be less careful. But if you have partners, you have to be fair.
Definitely.
So just remember that.
Oh, for sure. I love that. Continue to moving into video. What is Private Label doing a little different besides TikToks and Instagram Reels when it comes to video? How in depth are you getting with YouTube and?
Yeah. So what we've had a problem with, so me personally, I've been building up my hair business blueprint channel and it's actually doing pretty good. I'm up to over 5,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
I got some good videos out there and such, you know, and I feel like once we're moving in a couple months, I'm going to have more of a dedicated area to record videos. That way I can just really pump out videos, right? And then I'm going to kind of set up my own little studio. Sometimes it's hard to record here because it's like, for me to record, you have to find what works for you. Yeah. So if I'm at home alone, I can record videos easier. But if I have like, you know, Dallas is next door and I feel kind of like, oh, they're hearing me talk. Oh, yeah. I don't know. Not that I care about that stuff, but it's still kind of weird, you know? Yeah. I'm going to have my own dedicated area set up. I'm going to go in on it. Oh, yeah. Now, for private label, I've been struggling, honestly, to get a lot of the staff to create these videos. Some are good at it. Some are like, well, I don't want to be on camera or this, and I can't force them to do it. Definitely. So what we're doing is we're working a lot with Paul Mitchell. We're working with this other agency, or not agency, with this Dallas is like a beauty college. Okay. And we're going to start bringing more people in. And these are like people in their early 20s, so they're ready for this. Yeah, definitely. And they're going to get credit for it. Like Paul Mitchell students are going to get credit for coming in and working with us because Dallas is a national educator for them. So I'm like, okay, how can we do this? I know Dallas always comes through. Yeah, so definitely. I had to figure out a way to get this content out and, you know, good content. So we're, like I said, I'm really looking at really lessening my ads budget and really going heavy on constantly having this a cycle. I can tell you, like Fashion Nova, my friend's kind of done some work with them and he's been to their headquarters. They literally have a whole area where the Instagram girls are coming in. They're coming in doing photo shoots in there all day long. Oh, wow. Oh my God.
We asked Siri about anything.
No, that was Google. Like it's one of those Wi-Fi things. Okay. I've never had it talk to me before. Oh my God.
Mine does weird stuff at home. I have what is it, the Google Mini or something like that. Yeah. And so it will randomly play the music and be like, here's the song you requested. I'm like, I did not request anything.
Yeah. We're using this this Google Mesh system that is pretty freaking awesome. I keep checking my emails. I'm sorry, because I was supposed to be recording today with this really big podcast because they had an opening. And I was surprised they charged like 750 euros to be on the podcast. I'm like, I didn't know people are paying to be on podcasts.
You know what? I've seen that before. People are paying to be on podcasts.
Yeah, I'm not paying to be on someone's podcast.
Yeah,
like,
no.
Not at this point. Like maybe when I was trying to whatever, but yeah, like I'm good. You know, I've been on I was on a podcast tour and I was on a lot of podcasts.
I remember that.
Yeah, and with the book and everything. And I think it kind of helped get me out there a little bit. But, you know, it wasn't really talking to my industry. Yeah. And there's not a lot of podcasts for this industry. That's why I think ours is so valuable.
Definitely.
But, you know, so one of those things, I'm not going to pay $750. It's not even about the money. It's the principle.
Crazy. Yeah.
Even if it was $100, you know, unless I knew directly it would help.
It was
it's more of a tech podcast. So I talk more about our apps and Shopify stuff. So I'm like, but whatever. So that's all good. But I'm excited about the future with this podcast. And we have, the guests. I have a lot of people that want to be on here. We continue to rank. I want to thank everybody that listens. You know, we're always ranked in like the top 1 or 2% of listened podcasts, which is actually globally. Yeah. That's actually a really big deal.
It is.
A lot of people create podcasts and they don't realize it takes years for them to start getting people to actually listen to it. And we started this in 2017. So we've been doing this for a while.
Oh, yeah.
We're not as consistent as we like, but this is not like something that, you know, we charge for or this, that. It's just more when our times align.
Definitely.
But, you know, we've definitely met some amazing people.
Sponsor our
Look,
podcast.
If you want to sponsor and you're not like a hair company like us or a beauty company. Well, you could be a beauty company, but, you know, it'd be cool for someone to throw us a little money.
Definitely.
Look, it got quiet. Until then,
Crickets.
Our sponsor just happens to be privatelabelextensions.com because they pay for all this. But yeah, so it's all, look, even if we don't get a sponsor, I would like a little sponsor.
Definitely.
I think that would be cool, or for this to continue to grow. But, you know, we have amazing reviews and all this stuff. So, you know, because some of the podcasts I've been on, I look them up. They might have like 20, 30, 40 reviews and it's supposed to be some huge podcast. And I'm like, dang, we over 100 reviews. So I want to give a special shout out to everyone that's left us a review, especially
Definitely.
on Apple Podcasts. That's the big one.
We appreciate y'all.
Yeah, we really appreciate you guys. And, we're kind of a very much a niche podcast with the hair industry. So it's not like we're going to be one of these more broad Joe Rogan type podcasts. It's for everybody. So, I think to get where we've gotten is pretty exciting.
Definitely. So make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Check us out on YouTube too if you want to see our faces. If you're like me and you just rather like look at a video versus just listen to audio, make sure you check us out on YouTube, and you'll see and notice the quality of our videos from when we first started until now. That just goes to show you that video is evolving as well as we were learning, growing, changing equipment, doing everything. The quality definitely got
Hold on, let's
better.
give a special shout out to Dawi.
Yes, because I think before when we were doing the video, we didn't have Dowie, and they weren't bad.
No, they weren't bad. We only had one camera though.
Right.
And then
we did
doing
only have
the
one
3
camera.
camera and knowing how to edit that is key.
Even lighting, down to the lighting and the settings and the quality and everything just upgraded as time went by. But we never stopped recording because of the equipment or quality or the location we had. We kept going.
Yeah, if you saw our first podcast where we were, and it's like we had the paper to try to cover whatever the wall was, and you could see the edges of the paper
Oh
like all
my
ripped
God.
up. Yeah.
Yes.
But you know what? We did it. And
we did.
We kept evolving.
Definitely.
So
that's inspiration for you guys to just, it doesn't matter where you are, don't have piss poor quality, but at least you can use your phone, even if you have an Android or an older iPhone. Just please clean off the back of your lens before you record.
Yeah. Remember we're 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 20. We're in our 9th year.
Yeah.
So we're in our 9th year of doing this kind of stuff. Not podcasts, but just business in general.
Definitely.
So if you're on year 1, you're like, wow, private label's got all. Yeah, because we've been doing this for so long at this point. We're almost at a decade.
Yeah, but go back and watch the first video.
Oh my God.
You'll see. Yeah.
Actually, the first few videos, we didn't record videos. It's just like it's like an image with sound in the background. It wasn't until episode like maybe 6 or 7 that we actually had a video of our faces.
Definitely. Yeah. So go back and watch those. Just do it. Get out and start making some video. Start searching on YouTube for tips and tricks that you can utilize when creating videos. Like Mikey said, you just have to continue to educate yourself on all these trends and things that are happening now. So we can't wait to come back and see y'all. We promise it's not going to be another month or 2 before we
we're gonna
put
have
out
some
another
awesome guests.
episode.
We both have some people lined up.
Oh yeah, we'll have some awesome guests on here to just keep educating you guys outside of what we talk about. So stay tuned.
Yep. We'll be in touch.